going and coming in Ivo's trailer.
Oh.
Yeah. So we had a good time, yeah. Split a little money and then came back, and then Gaius was, I guess people were bugging him in his ear, and he wanted to drive round cars.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Okay, so he started hanging out with, matter of fact, when we went to Indy that year, we towed the race car, the Mangler, into the speedway. I don't know how we did that, and onto the track, and drove down to the pit alley, the gasoline alley, and we met Parnelli Jones and his mechanic, can't think
Chuck
of his
Phillips.
Had a great time. We had the Mangler inside Indy.
Wow.
The only dragster ever inside.
Yeah. Awesome.
The gates of Indy 500.
That's kind of when guys got connected to Bell's, I think.
Bill's Parnelli, yeah.
Bell Miletich.
But before that, he got hooked up with a guy named motorcycle Honda of Wilmington.
Yeah. Danny. What's Danny's last name?
To come to me.
It'll come to one of you guys. It's all right.
Anyway, they decided to, and I said, I'm done. I'm done track racing.
Wow.
I was just, I had to plaster. I was
Danny
Right.
Doyle.
had no more parts.
Doyle.
Danny Doyle.
Danny Doyle. Okay.
So anyway, they had a couple of free motorcycle places. Anyway, he built this race car. I don't know who built it. I don't know if Fuller built it or not.
Well, the Honda Wilmington
Honda
was
car,
Fuller.
car.
Okay.
And let's get
And
to
a
year.
body.
Let's go to a year. A year would be about 66.
66.
66.
Right at the beginning of '66.
Yeah,
Yeah,
66. We broke up in October of 65
With the Mangler.
with the Mangler.
That was the end of the Mangler.
That was the end of the Mangler.
Okay.
The Mangler went back to Jack Ware.
Okay. Went back to Jack Weir.
Remember, he owned it when it was the Shark car.
There was
Okay. All
They
right.
borrowed it.
There was the Oldsmobile, see?
Right. And,
And this is a newer.
right.
Yep.
Cut the shark off and made
Yep.
it the Mangler, built a new body.
Anyway,
Pretty good shot from the stands.
Yeah. Pretty amazing.
Yeah, I took that one.
Did you?
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Just motoring down through there. There it is.
Oh, sorry. I'm coming back.
And that's
Yes.
the picture of the Shark car from when Danny was talking about it in the stack.
Right.
Took the Oldsmobile out, the shark off, and it became the Mangler.
Right.
actually, Adams hated to walk around that car. He was always running into the shark tail fin.
Yeah.
So I don't know what Fuller would love to have that fin back.
Oh, yeah.
So
And the car was very narrow, right?
In the top of the cage part.
here's
Yeah.
Where it came up
Yeah.
around your head.
And
Well, that's a
one
good
person
shot.
could
Great
compare
shot of
the
Danny
fin.
pecking a chute.
It was built
That's
for the
dumb.
fin.
Yeah, and there's Stump there, too.
That's how it.
I tell you what, if
Oh,
the driver
backwards?
pecks a chute, he's got nobody to blame if it doesn't come
That's-
out.
Good point.
That's very fair, isn't it?
Good point. Yes.
Stump highlight of his career was being asked by Steve Gibbs to ride in Bill Pitts' push car at the big race in Vegas.
I'll never forget that.
Not that many years ago.
No, it wasn't. No, it
And
wasn't.
he had several strokes.
Yeah.
But his mind was good, but he just couldn't hold his
Yeah.
urine
Yeah.
and anything else.
Yeah. But
We
he
all gotta
sat
be
there.
there.
He didn't complain a bit. He was sitting in that push car, and he didn't complain a bit. And he was there with my mom.
Yeah.
And
Come
my
on.
mom's gone now,
Yeah,
too.
the pictures,
And
yep.
And Jeep.
And the tears were flowing.
Yeah. And those are moments that,
Yeah. Anyway,
yeah.
that's a bitchin' picture too of them guys.
Yes.
Is that
Now,
the
I think that's at Indy.
Is that something just in the picture, or is that
That's
something
just
hanging off the header?
that's a Pepcot water deal.
Yeah, but it's that long.
Oh yeah, we were. Probably
If the water's running out.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's the water's running.
Yeah,
Okay.
we have the cowl off. We're probably checking the clutch. I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
So now the Mangler was a very strong performer. It had a great driver. And obviously had a good crew working it and maintaining it. Anything that you guys really made that you did that was unique or you felt was really cutting edge with that car that made it perform so well?
Well, like I said, it was just the combination. It wasn't a very long car. It was lengthened from the Shark car
It was.
configuration
Okay.
to fit on Gaius.
Right?
And I think it was a combination of the engine, the tires. It would run, at that time, 2.7, 2.8 pretty regularly, which was
Yeah.
right at the top
Right.
records
Yes.
at that time. And it went on 750, 650, 7, was
The
that 6?
750s and 60s right in there.
Yeah. We run 740s.
Yeah.
And you could run Friday night at Carlsbad, Saturday night at Long Beach, Sunday at Fontana, or wherever you wanted to run. And we had a couple of engines by then, short blocks,
Right.
and you could only run that 354 about 10 runs.
Yeah.
Split the main with.
Yeah, the main webs, we even had a girdle, but they'd start opening up. You could run it, but you had to be careful, depending on the track. Long Beach was the air was better, and you could run a little easier. Okay.
Right.
We didn't have 98% in it like they did. 100. That was 100 all the time, wasn't it?
No, we couldn't get it started on 100.
Right. Besides that, 2% benzene in it anyway, make it stable
And
from the factory.
we used to, through a connection with McEwen,
Mm-hmm.
and we hooked up with Frank Cannon. And Frank had this oil drilling company, and we used to buy fuel from Frank at $142 a barrel.
And it was a 52-gallon barrel or whatever it was. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Wow.
This
Now-
is when the best deal around was $200 for the rest of us.
Wow.
Stooges.
Yeah. Anyway, that's a little
$7 a
side.
Now,
gallon.
and now your routine during the time that you were potentially running 3 races on a weekend, on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday,
Yeah, and then go back to work on Monday.
right? And then you get off on Monday, and then what did you tend to do? You'd immediately start into the car, or
No.
take a day off, or
we-
what did you
we-
guys
we-
do?
We'd take off. On Fridays, I usually, in other words, I was plastering, and we could plaster enough during the week that I could not show up for work on Friday. And I'd go depending on where we were.
Right?
Stump wouldn't get off until 3 or 4 o'clock. And
What did Stump do?
Stump worked at Engel.
Okay.
And Engel, or I don't know.
Yeah.
Either Engel or Hillborn, one or the other.
Yeah,
They
one
were
of
on
the-
the same property at the time. in
Right.
Santa Monica.
So he, and John was helping a little bit, but he was kind of getting worn out.
So what?
And,
Yeah. So when did you guys jump into the motor? I mean, literally start working on
Yeah,
things.
we'd have a couple of short blocks,
Yeah.
and
So you pulled the motor out on Friday when you got there, and
usually
went
on
through it,
Sunday
or-
afternoon,
after
Sunday
you're done
afternoon,
racing, freshen
we'd
it.
pull the motor out. And,
Okay.
put it on the stand,
Right.
check the webs,
Right.
Check
and
them.
if I had to chase any parts, depending on during the week, I'd chase some parts. In between lunches at Donovan's at night,
Right.
which was a classic with Fat Jack Bynum, Zuchel,
Mm-hmm.
who else? I don't know.
Yeah. Right. And this was evening time.
Cambor, bless his soul.
Yeah.
And we ran, that's how we ran. And then Friday afternoon, I'd get there, or Friday morning, we'd run it through and fire it up maybe on alcohol in the parking area. And if we were going to Carlsbad, or if we didn't, we usually fired it on alcohol, and cinch everything down, chain of food. And then it was a 2 to 2.5 hour ride to Carlsbad. And we'd show up
On the coast road.
On the coast road,
Blood
through
Alley.
those little
All those
beach
little
towns with the stop signs.
Blood Alley. Blood Alley.
Yeah.
And we'd get there, I think you had to be there by 7 or 7:15 elimination started at 7:30 or 7:45, and we'd pull in the gate, and all the guys would be sitting in the pits looking to see if we were going to get there.
Oh, yeah.
And we'd fire it up on nitro, and well, usually one. Dick
Yeah.
Lachine, I think, was probably just starting then. I'm not sure.
I think Dick was pretty much, his career ended up pretty much in about 1965. I think he about finished up, didn't he?
Okay.
I think he did.
Anyway,
He was running real good at that
Tommy
time.
Yeah, he was.
Machine was.
Yeah, Alan was there.
Tommy Allen
The
was running
dog.
good.
Yeah.
anyway, we had fun. So, and in the meantime, when that quit, I was helping Keith a little bit, and he wanted me to help him tune the motor. I didn't know enough about it, but I knew how to read plugs or how much fuel, depending on the track, and the clutch, the secret clutch. Wasn't a big secret. Really.
And this is on which car, Buzz?
The Greer Black and Badone car, but we actually tried it on the Mangler after that.
So the clutch thing, and I'm going to take it back to the Greer Black and Prudhomme car. Was this an accident that basically happened that something got put in wrong?
Somebody
I
says
don't know.
it was an accident. That I could not tell you, but
Okay.
I remember putting spacers behind the clutch pins so it would actually not engage until you got down the track. Now, somebody said they put the clutch disc in backwards.
Yeah,
I couldn't verify that, and I worked on it, quite a bit.
right. And when you started putting in the spacers, what time period was this? If you could take a wild guess.
Had to be 63, 64
Okay.
at that time.
Okay. Good. Thank you.
I mean, it was early.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Maybe it was possible somebody put the disc in wrong, and then when they pulled it back out, they said, "Hey, maybe
The
we should just spacer it
777
out."
run was the one with the clutch in backwards at Gabriel.
San Gabriel.
Yeah.
And
And
then
they took it
figured it
when
out.
they got it back to the pits. They couldn't disengage it because it heated up and warped the center.
Warped the deals back.
And so they took it home to Southgate, and when they opened it up, that's when Keith found out that the
Discs were in back.
one disc was in backwards, and it still had the lump that we used to machine off the back.
Yeah.
And that's what held the disc apart when the hat clamped down on it.
So
But
you
he
got
was
a
smart
technical-
enough to figure it out.
Yeah.
Going, "Hey, look, there's a clue right there."
Yeah.
Yes. That,
Danny,
as they say, is history.
Backing up one step on the Mangler, one of the advantages you had with the Mangler was the fact that you had John Garrison. For the first time, all of Garrison's skills joined your team with you.
Yeah,
and
he
Stump,
was. He pretty unique as far as building the motor or understanding it because he had learned from Cliff Collins and Harmon and Keith. About different. When Keith didn't go out to the racetrack, he asked me to go out.
Right.
I don't know, and help him. I didn't know a lot, but we won a few races.
So
Yeah,
Greer,
you did.
Broussard, and Prudhomme. Greer, Broussard, and Prudhomme. Not Greer, Black, and Prudhomme. When Black didn't go, Danny Broussard went in his place. Now,
Right.
that's not bad.
No, that's
Nobody
thank you.
knew that.
Yeah, thank you for reminding us of that. That's
He
good.
told me that earlier when the camera was off. He said, "Yeah, I was tuned for Keith for a while when he wouldn't go to the races." And I thought, "Wait a minute,
Yeah, yeah.
wait,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
remember that
You guys
name.
need to kind of fill this
This
in,
is
okay?
Greer, Black,
Yeah,
and
don't let him
Prudhomme.
get away
They're-
with this.
yeah.
Don't let him get away with
Yeah,
this. You
he's-
can't let him slide off the radar.
sneaking this stuff in." Yeah,
Yeah,
so
good job.
Show the picture.
Now, Tom, you'd mentioned something about the nickname Buzz.
Ah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I never
Yeah,
heard
yeah.